Hello, welcome to the Biz Talk Live Show. I am your host, Shanté R. Roddy. We are so glad that you have joined us today. This is a platform where we bring on entrepreneurs and business owners so that they can share their stories with you all so that it will help you to pursue your dreams and to pursue your goals. So we have a wonderful guest today. Her name is Dee Davis.
Nope, Luciana Gilmore.
Luciana. It's pulling up as D. Davis. So
That's my
Luciana
cousin.
is here with us today. She is a fellow entrepreneur. So we're going to talk with her. Before we get started, what I wanted to inform you guys of is just to make sure that you hit the like button. If you love small business, hit the love button. Also, feel free to leave your comments if you have questions during the show. Please leave those comments. If we do not get to them during the show, we always follow up after the show. So we want to engage with you. We want this to be interactive. So again, Luciana, welcome to the Biz Talk Live Show.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Can you tell our audience who you are and what do you do?
Yes, so my name is Luciana Gilmore. I am a new entrepreneur as I recently just started a foundation called Gilmore Girls Greetings Foundation. So I have that, and I am also an author, and so I'm doing both, coinciding both of those two ventures. But my major lift right now is my foundation and really getting that off the ground with mentorship for young girls and for moms.
Awesome. So when did you start your foundation?
So the foundation actually, it started off as a traditional business, and then I switched it over to a foundation in July of last year.
Oh, and,
Yeah.
and what prompted you to make that decision?
Well, I really wanted to make sure that I had an influence over the communities that I reside in, that I grew up in. And so for me, while it started out as a business, it's more of purposeful work for me. And so
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to make sure that I had arms that reached in purposeful work as opposed to just a small business. So my author, writing my books, doing other things are things that I've taken my business in other avenues. But this foundation is really like my purposeful work and really transforming, changing, and having my hands on life. Just every day, in and out, just making sure that I create programs that truly help those in my community.
Okay, and so that's a wonderful thing that
Yeah.
you have a foundation that you're focused on purpose because we talk about that a lot and the importance whether you're a nonprofit or for-profit company or it's a business, but your focus is your purpose. What is your mission in life? Okay, how are you going to make an impact? So why did you decide on mothers and girls?
You know what? I'm going to be quite honest with you. When this first came upon me, this was not work that I ever would have put myself in place of doing. I clearly was asking God for some guidance in my next steps in life. And so I was a high school principal, have been in education for over 16 years, and decided that it was time for me to do something different. I kept saying, God, what's my next? What's my next? What am I supposed to be doing next? Because I feel like I have exhausted my time here. And I kept asking, kept waiting for a response, and then I finally got the response, and it was, "You're gonna help mothers and daughters." And I was like, "Wait a minute, whoa, 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 that's not the response I was looking for, And it was very clear. You're gonna help mothers and daughters, and I'm like, I'm not in that space to help mothers and daughters. Like, I'm not qualified. I'm not your girl, God. That's not me. And it was clear, like, oh, you're the person. You
Mm-hmm.
you are the person. And so I really had to be reflective of who I was and where I had been in my life to understand why I was being asked to do this work. So it really made me go into myself, really go back into my childhood, and really deal with some things that I had just kind of like pushed to the side. I have put them
Mm-hmm.
back in my closet. I feel like I'm so far removed from those things. I don't need to talk about those things anymore. Like, I'm a principal. Like, I have matriculated through school and I have attained my degrees. I'm good. And he was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, no, all that stuff, yes, that's great. And you needed all that stuff for where I'm getting ready to take you. But
That's
we're done with that now.
mhm.
And so that's how I got here. And that's being very transparent. That's how it happened.
No, I love that because a lot of times we feel like we're unqualified.
Yes.
Okay, and it's so funny how God uses us and our experiences in life.
Yes.
Entrepreneurship isn't easy. It will push you outside your comfort zone into areas you didn't even think of.
Absolutely.
And everything that we've experienced, accomplished, the challenges in our lives, the setbacks, the sad times, all of those culminate together to make us who we are and to prepare us for the next stage of our lives, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
And so
Yes.
all that stuff, all those things you were going through was preparing you for this time, right?
Which I had no idea. And I have a really good friend, and I will always ask her, why me? Why are these challenges, or why did I have to go through the things that I went through? And one day we were on a road trip, and she said, pull over. And she said, why do you keep saying why you? Why not you? You are
Right,
the person. This was set up on purpose. Stop asking that question. And I really have carried that with me, even when I was asking for God my next. It kind of like I came out of this, why me? It was more like, okay, so these things have I am the person. And don't get me wrong, because I still have times and days where I go back like, I'm
yeah,
unsure if I'm the person. But I'm starting to not question God anymore and really just walk in what He is planning for me to do. Because I truly am walking by faith. It is not me doing this walk. It's not me in the foundation. It is my presence, but this is God's work.
yes. I love that. So with you doing this foundation, are you full time in the foundation, or are you working in corporate America and you're and this foundation?
So I walked away from my principal seat in October of 2017,
Okay.
and clearly did not have a plan. Did not have a scripted way of what this would look like when I walked away. But it really was me saying, okay, I can't give this as much time as it needs, and also give a lot of time to leadership as well, because the children in the school needed me,
Right.
this business needed me, and so I had to make a very difficult decision. And I chose to walk away. I said, okay, God, I'm going to leave. But if I'm leaving, I need you to kind of shed some light on what this
Right.
looks like. And God was clearly like, "Yeah, you're gonna leave. Don't worry
Yes.
about don't worry about the plan. I just need you to walk in it." And so I'm gonna be very honest, for about a year, I really just sat and trying to plan this thing out. What does this look like? What does this help look like? How can I most effectively help mothers? How can I most effectively help daughters? And how do I help the two together to be successful? Because this is a relationship that we know that it is a prominent bond, but we don't talk about it a lot. It's just like
Yeah.
a natural thing. Mother and daughter is just like natural, right? The good, the bad, and the ugly. We just kind of just go through life, but we don't address a lot of things that happen within that relationship. And so that has been like where my guidance has come from. How what areas do I address? And how do I address them to the best of my ability, that I make sure that to make it uncomfortable a little bit, because in order for change to happen, it has to be a little bit uncomfortable, but also to give them some resources and tools on the other side of coming out of the discomfort, to
Yes.
really be able to press forward, for the good of the daughter, for the good of the mother, and for the good of the bond.
That's fantastic. So tell us about what has the journey been like since you're a new startup?
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
You're new to this. What has the journey been like thus far for you?
The journey has been good. It has been bad. It has been sad. It has been lonely. Um, it's been a combination of feelings, because every day I'm like sitting there trying to figure this whole thing out. And
Mhm.
so when I went to school to be a principal, like, that was systematic, right? You go to school, you get a degree, you move up. You go to school, you get a degree, you move up. And this isn't like that. And so I'm really trying to reformat my brain and thinking on how to really maneuver this world of entrepreneurship. Um, and not only that, but that world of entrepreneurship, but also this world of mothers and daughters, and this world of coaching, and this world of mentoring, and what does that look like? How do I make all these things fit? So at times it's been lonely because while I see the vision and it's been very clear for me, sometimes I'm not able to share that vision so that someone else can clearly see my pathway. And so that's where the loneliness comes in. I think the sadness comes in from sometimes feeling almost a little bit regretful, like, was I supposed to walk away when I walked away? But then there are happy times because when I see something and I see it on paper and I see it actually come into life, then I'm like, okay, this is working. This, I've done it. It's moving. It's moving. So I have and this can be all in one day. I can feel all of these feelings and actually in one day. You know what I'm saying? And so I have to really I have to really consciously check myself a lot throughout the day, even when things aren't going good or when I feel like I'm not making as much progress as I like to. I truly have to check myself to say, hey, look where you've been and look what you've done in this work.
That is so, I think that's so important. And I think, yes, we all can relate. And I'm glad that you said that, because that's a part of the story, understanding that you have varied emotions and thoughts about this process every day. It's like a roller coaster. It's not like a straight, smooth line. And just understanding that what you're going through is normal.
Yes.
It's normal. I don't care how successful you are as an entrepreneur. All of us have those feelings. Okay. I know I do. I can speak for myself. It's a roller coaster every day. And then, like you said, then when you experience where you touch someone's life, where there's an impact, it's like, oh my God, this is so worth it. It's like so rewarding. It's like, no, I have to continue going. I'm impacting lives. I'm changing lives. I'm transforming lives. That's what it's about. That's what keeps you going and pushing forward. So, yes, I can definitely relate, and I know that the audience can relate to that as well. So, what has been like one of your major challenges that you're either currently working through or that you've been able to overcome since you started?
So I think one of my major challenges is probably this upcoming conference. And so I have put my heart and soul into this conference that's coming up next month. And I think it has been my biggest, why I see it being one of my biggest rewards. It has also been one of my biggest challenges because I'm trying so hard to ensure that I do all the right things. I have all the right parts and pieces in place, and that I truly create an experience for mothers and daughters that's life-changing. Like, I just don't want it to be a conference. I want them to walk away better than how they walked in the conference. And so with that, when you know that you have this large weight on your shoulders of really wanting to impact, that's a challenge. That's a challenge because you're saying, okay, I want to impact 300 mothers and daughters.
Yes.
Each and every one of them, I want to touch them in some capacity with this conference. And so now it's forcing me to think outside of myself and think about all the needs of all those who will attend the conference. That is a challenge.
And what's the name of the conference?
So the conference is Mothers and Daughters Revive Conference and Expo.
Oh, nice. And where is it?
It's at the Crown Plaza Hotel downtown, across from the Playhouse.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. So you're in Cleveland.
I'm in Cleveland.
I did not know that.
You didn't? Yes, I'm in Cleveland.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yes. We're going to have to connect after this show.
Okay.
Because we're both event producers. So I can definitely relate to that. I know a lot of our audience are event producers and hosts. And unless you're doing it, you don't understand how much behind the scenes work goes into it. All they know is they buying their ticket and they're showing up and expecting an experience.
Yes. And all the work that goes into creating this experience.
Yes, it's a huge responsibility. It's a huge weight. Yes,
it's huge. And so many people said, Luciana, start off with a small conference. Do it one day. Do it one day. And I thought about it for a very minute minute. And I kept hearing God say, no, don't do it small. I want you to go big. And I want
Yes.
you to go be loud as you can, but go big. You don't have to do one day. And then when I started thinking, I came back to it again. I'm like, God, this is a lot. This is a lot. And I probably bit off more than I could chew. He said, no, it's not a lot because the work that you're getting ready to do can't happen in a couple of hours. I need
Mm-hmm.
them to be there. I need them to come back. I need them to think about it and sleep on it and come back. I need them to get all of this experience. And so for me, the closer and the closer I get to the date, probably the more nervous I get. Just making sure I've checked off all my boxes. I have a very small team, but they are powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And so they are really, it's my vision, but they are doing the heavy lift. Um, I couldn't be more grateful for the team that I have that's really carrying me throughout this process.
Yeah. So let's talk about that because that's
Yes.
important.
Yes.
Let's talk about how important do you think it is to have a team? Because people, they think when you hear team, people just think you're talking about employees. And I tell people teams come in various forms.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
And that's where collaboration comes in. That's where partnerships come in, where
Right.
you're really pulling um, knowledge, resources, and tools together in a team to really help you accomplish your goals, your tasks, your initiatives, or any capacity in your business that you want to be successful. My feeling is that it's important to have a team. Yeah, you may start off by yourself, but you can't pull off events like what we try to pull off, and it's just us.
You can't. It's no way possible. And
It's no
when you just can't do it. And when I started out, I started out. It was just me and my mother. I communicated what I wanted to do with my mother. My mother has always been my biggest cheerleader. And so when I told her about this crazy ride we was about to go on, she just hopped right in the passenger seat like, let's go. What we got to do? How do we get this done? Who do we talk to? And
That is so
so,
fantastic.
I mean, that was amazing for me. But once we start getting deeper into work, we found out, hey, listen, we're an awesome team, but we need some help. We're stepping into some things that we aren't privy on, and so we need to add to our team. And so really what I had to do is I had to be able to find those who and this was the hard part for me. I had to be able to find people who could disconnect me from Principal Luciana. And I
Mm,
had to do that intentionally because so many people are so used to seeing me in this leadership role that I needed to be able to pull myself back and say, listen, I want to be a part of this team. And yes, it's my vision, but I need you guys to lead this work because this isn't my work. And so I truly surround. So my mother, of course, she can't disconnect. She doesn't disconnect from daughter,
right.
right? But I have a friend of mine who was able to just step back and say, I knew you before then. I'm part of the team. And then I brought somebody to the team who didn't know me at all. Two people to the team that didn't know me at all. Um, and it's been
Wow.
amazing. I cannot talk more about my team and more about how grateful I am for them. It April wouldn't happen without them.
That's look.
It wouldn't happen.
You
I
have
could have wrote it on the paper. I could have designed it on the computer. I could have made awesome flyers. It would not happen if I did not have an amazing team
team.
who was able to hear what I said and then execute what that looks like. Because at times I would say it and didn't even know what it looked like. And I was like, oh, okay. Give me a couple of days. And would just make it happen for me. And so that is priceless. And
I
this is
love
not a
that.
team that I'm paying for. They don't get any pay from me.
Hmm.
These are truly people who have said, we understand that this is your purpose for work. We got you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I totally understand. And like what you said, it's not always that you have a big team. You need a powerful team.
Yes.
And like I have a small team, and you need a team that is aligned with your goals.
Yes.
That they have your goals in mind. They know they are passionate as you are. I don't know if anybody can be as passionate about as us about our baby because that's
Right.
what it is.
Absolutely. Yes.
Um, but they're close to it. They're very
Yeah,
passionate. They feel your passion and want to help you see it come to fruition. So again, that is so important. That's why I put that up. You need a team
yeah.
that can help you execute, that is committed to the cause.
Absolutely. And that was the thing. I don't think that anybody can give our babies what we have inside of us. But the
Right.
one thing that I communicated with my team is that you don't have to feel my vision as long as you can execute in excellence. That's
Hmm.
what I'm looking for. A team that can execute in excellence, whatever that vision may be. You
Right.
don't have to feel it, but I need you to produce excellence. And that
Hmm.
has been communicated throughout the entire time. And so this experience, April 12th through the 14th, is excellence. I'm so proud of it. I mean, I'm so proud. It's almost to bring tears to my eyes just because I know it's excellent work.
That is
At every stage of the conference is excellent work. I have so many speakers that's coming. That's just like, yes. I mean, they're coming from out of town. They didn't ask me. They didn't require me to give them a room or hotel. It was clearly, yes, I want to be a part of this. This is huge.
right.
Yeah, it's something that it's hard to even describe without me crying. And so I don't want to cry on here. So
Right.
we got to go to the next question.
So okay, so we talked about your challenges. So what is your greatest accomplishment thus far? Is it the event too? Because your greatest challenge can be your greatest accomplishment.
So, okay, so while I've been planning this event, I also finished my memoir.
Mm,
And they kind of went side by side, and I'm going to tell you the reason why. So, my memoir is entitled The Unconventional Leader. And so I was writing this memoir because this memoir really took me, this was part of my reflection on who I was and how I became a leader. I needed that because that reflection fueled this mother daughter event and it fueled my foundation. And so when I was finishing writing The Unconventional Leader, what I pulled out right before I formulated my foundation, I said, okay, what do you want to stand for? So now that you've been able to reflect, to see what you've gone through, what do you want to stand for in this foundation? What do you want to make sure are your pillars of work? And so I think having that memoir, which guided my foundation pillars, were kind of two of my big successes in this. And so what came was the memoir, what came is the foundation, and what's coming is the conference. Those have been my biggest successes, and they've all fed into one into the next. Yeah, I think those are my, yeah.
that's fantastic. So it's a lot of work, and like you said, it's a lot of ups and downs. What keeps you motivated?
You know, what keeps me motivated is that I know that there are a lot of girls who have dealt with the same things that I have dealt with. And if they don't have an intervention, they may not be so successful, right? I know there are a lot of moms who have dealt with or are currently dealing with a lot of the things that I have dealt with. And if we don't address their needs, it can go a different way. The
Yeah.
motivation keeps me to know that I truly can have influence and a positive effect on those that I encounter. And so every time that I feel like this is too much, the lift is too heavy, I think about those who have reached out to me, former students, teachers, that I've been the principals of buildings, and they encourage me to keep going when I hear them saying, you're truly working in your element. That pushes me. When I have a student reach back and say, Miss Gilmore, I just seen the conference flyer. Oh my God, like you told us you was gonna be doing some of this work years ago. Like that pushes me because sometimes I don't remember some of those things that I've shared with students, but when they can come back and highlight those things for me, or when
Yeah.
they come back and share with me, like, you really changed my life. That's huge for me. And so if I can have that type of effect on a small group, I try to imagine what that effect would be like on a large group that's beyond my reach. And that's what pushes me. That's what keeps me going, even on the days where some days I don't even want to get out the bed because I'm like, I don't know what to do next. I don't know how to make this work. That pushes me.
If you had an opportunity to start over, to do something different, what would that be, if anything?
I'm not going to tell you that I would do anything different, and I'm going to tell you why. The reason why I don't think I would do anything different, because this has been a humbling experience for me, and I think I needed that. Things have come so easy to me in my life, and when I'm saying easy, I'm talking about education, attaining positions, attaining leadership positions. Those things have come naturally, very easily, and I think that this was a point in my life where God was not only telling me what my next was, but was also showing me that I need you to come back and humble yourself for some of the things, because I'm going to take you someplace, but I need you to I need you to take some humble pie a little bit, because you so up there thinking that, things are just moving. I need you to understand why they're moving. I need you to take a step back and reflect on how they move. So I don't think I would change anything about this experience. As tough and as hard as it is at sometimes, I needed to go through this.
So I think that that's great. I'm of that mindset as well. I think everything that we go through happens for a reason, like, it brings us to a certain place. So even those failures that we experience, they're lessons.
Yes.
It's just there to tell you need to redirect into another area. But a lot of it, we're so afraid of failing and this didn't work right. But understanding that we're innovators, like we're so creative as entrepreneurs, that you need that failing time. That's like testing. That's like testing and tweaking till you get it, you refine it, you fine tune it till it's just right. But that's all it is. But we put so much weight on, oh my God, that didn't work out. And I know I do. I'm very hard on myself, so I know. But I grieve that, and then I'm move forward, because I know that it could be that next thing, right? That one tweak, and we always talk about that. You could be one tweak away from the next level in your business. So I think that that's fantastic. So I wanted to ask you, how do you define success for yourself?
I define success for myself when I can hear success from others. And so I'm always, no matter what and so even as a principal, no matter if I got the scores, no matter if I changed the culture and climate of the school, I could see it. But until someone else told me that they could feel it, I hadn't reached. Can you hear me?
Yes, we lost you for a second.
Okay, I'm sorry. I can feel it, and I can go through it, but until I know that someone else can feel it, then I know that I've been successful. It's not enough for me. I have to know that it has affected someone else the same way.
I understand that. And so for the audience that's listening, for entrepreneurs out there that want to know what they can do to be successful, what are like 3 tips that you would offer, recommendations for what an entrepreneur needs in order to be successful in their business?
I would say tenacity, persistence, and dedication. I think that each of those are needed, especially as a new entrepreneur, because you go through so many emotions. And I think that if you can keep those 3 qualities at the top of your priority list, that's what will pull you through.
I agree. So you heard tenacity.
Yes.
Being persistent, because you can't give up.
Yes.
And I think persistence is so important, because you have to understand that, especially when you're in our line of work and you're doing events and you're reaching out to people and you hear no's. right? So we
Yes.
get so saddened by no's. It's
Yes.
hard.
Yes. Yeah. It's
or non-response, but you have to
yes.
be persistent. So I understand the persistent person is usually the ones that gets it, that wins, because understanding that everybody is in a place in their lives or in their business, people are busy, things are going on, sometimes things get overlooked, and if you just give up on the first try and most times you don't even get it the first, you have to try again and then
Yes.
try again, and if this avenue didn't work, then you got to try another avenue.
Yes.
So, but you have to be persistent in your pursuit, you know, of achieving your goals in your business, and not give up on those, and then be dedicated. So let's talk about dedication to your business. Um,
Yes.
what does that mean to you when you say someone you need to be dedicated in your business? What does that mean to you?
So the dedication comes to what does your business stand for? And so for me, in my foundation, my pillars that my foundation is built on is sexual abuse prevention, domestic violence awareness, and incarcerated parenting. I am dedicated to those pillars of my foundation. Work that encompasses any of those pillars are things that I'm going to attach myself to, because that's how dedicated I am to ensuring that my voice is heard in
Yeah.
those arenas. And so I think that even if it's not foundational work, even if it is a new boutique opening, being dedicated to what you want to have in that boutique. Like if you want to only house, jeans, being very dedicated that you find the best jeans to put into your store. But whatever your niche is, whatever that is, that your dedication does not filter from that. That's the dedication that I'm talking about.
Yes. And so you have to put in the work,
Yes.
right? You have to, if there's something that you're dedicated to, you're going to show up
Yes.
and you're going to put your best foot forward. You're going to give 100%.
Agreed.
And
Yes.
stick with it,
Yes.
right? So you
Yes.
you
Stick
have to
with
have
it.
that stick with it.
Yes.
And that sounds so simple and easy, but it's not.
It's
You
not.
have to stick to it, because people want a lot. We're in a I want it now mindset. And if I don't
Yes.
have it now, if I don't see results now, I'm so quick to give up.
Yes.
But you have to stick with it and be consistent till you see the results.
Yes.
And you need to
That's
give
the hard part.
yeah, you have to give it time.
Yes. Yes. That's the hard part. That's probably one of my that's I am that microwave girl, right? And so I want it 2 minutes, I want it. 2 years doesn't work for me. And
Right.
so, it is pushing me out of my comfort zone to be an entrepreneur. It has really pushed me to this other side of the street that I don't like to walk on. But I'm walking, and I'm gonna be honest. I just started walking
Mm-hmm.
because it was a lot of crawling, pulling, pushing back, the whole 9 yards. And I'm really at this place now that I'm walking. I'm walking slow, and I'm walking slow now on purpose because I'm trying to absorb everything along the way, understanding that that's how I have to move forward. But that didn't happen overnight. I am the microwave girl. I am her. I want to see immediate results.
I want to put that up there because I think that's so key, is just taking the step.
Yes. Yes.
It doesn't have to be a big step. You don't have to be perfect at it.
No.
Okay.
No.
You don't have to feel like you qualified and have to have the best education, and just take the first step. Just take a step.
Yes.
Even if it's baby steps. Actually, that's the best way to go. Because sometimes we be so in a rush, we're skipping steps. That's when we mess up, and then we have to go all the way back to square one, and it's cost us an arm and a leg because we wanted to hurry the process, and not just take the step. Take each step.
Agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay, so I have one last question for you.
Okay.
Okay. So if you had a magic stick and you could change anything in the world, what would you change?
Oh my God. If I could change one thing. Wow, that's a big question.
Yeah, one thing in the world. It could be
If
anything.
if I could change one thing in the world, it probably would be the abuse of children.
Mm,
And I say that because children are so innocent, and when children are abused, whether it's physical, emotional, sexual, whatever that looks like, you've already set that little human to transcend in this world with something that they didn't even ask to be a part of.
yeah.
Um, and you've given them a hindrance that they have to work on overcoming that they don't even know is a part of what they have to overcome until it's presented in their adulthood, or maybe it's presented maybe in their teenage years. So if I could change one thing is that children would not be abused in any capacity and would be able to enter adulthood without scars.
Yes. I love
That would
that.
be my, yeah, yeah.
That's an awesome wish. I wish that too,
Yes.
because I don't think people understand the effect that those types of scars have on you as an adult. And most people, adults, are walking around wounded and don't know it.
And don't know it.
And
And
don't
don't
know it.
know. And that's the huge part. I think that, before I titled my book The Unconventional Leader, my first title of the book was The Scarred Leader. And
Mm,
I titled the book The Scarred Leader because I wanted to be very transparent about my view into education from a scar perspective. And so I didn't walk in with the same lens as a ordinary principal who just came out and had this pedagogy like wrapped around their finger and could spit it out. That was never my story. I walked into education and precisely into leadership with a vision of I want to help students who don't have a voice. I want to help students who look like Luciana. I want to be the cheerleader. I want to be the person who fills in the gap for those that may not even know that they need the gap filled. I want to be her. Um, and so because of that, I moved different. I led different. I interacted different. Um, I was just different. And a lot of times when I reflected back, it all came from a place of a scar. And so, you couldn't tell me that a child couldn't have breakfast after breakfast time was over because they were late to school. Because in my mind, what if that is the only meal they had since yesterday? Can't tell me that. And so if I have to get called downtown because I didn't say something to a cafeteria um, operator that may not have been nice, then that's what I have to do. Because the child is going to get fed
right.
regardless. Whether if I have to go in there and warm it up or you have to, and we can make the option. And so I talk about those things, and I share how my scars really have not only led my leadership, but
Luciana? Let's see if she comes back. Mm. I think we lost her, so I don't know if we're going to get her back or not. But we thank you for tuning in to the show. If she comes back, we'll close out the show. But just wanted to thank you all for tuning in to this broadcast. You have tuned in to the Biz Talk Live show, where we broadcast every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern. I think we have her back.
Yeah, what happened? It just
I don't know. We lost you again.
okay. I'm sorry. I don't
Okay.
know what
And
happened.
I don't know. I didn't know if we were going to get you back or not.
Okay,
But we just want to move your camera up a little bit.
a little bit.
Uh,
Okay,
d- d-
is that good?
down, down, right there, right there.
Okay, 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 okay. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. So we're going to wrap up the show, but what I wanted you to one last time, just remind people of your business and where they can contact you, and also let them know about the event that's taking place in April.
Absolutely. And so the name of my foundation is Gilmore Girls Greetings Foundation. The foundation is built to help mothers and daughters, and I'm being inclusive, so I say girls, right? Just to keep it very, very simple. And the foundation is built on 3 pillars. The pillars include sexual abuse prevention, domestic violence awareness, and incarcerated parenting. Choosing those 3 pillars because those are all pillars that I have dealt with in my life as a child. In addition, really wanting to help girls become great women. And so that's part of my mission. And becoming great women, that's even if you are a woman and you need some help on making sure that your trajectory changes. My foundation does that work. And so from this foundation, our big event that's coming out of the foundation is our conference, and it's called Mothers and Daughters Revive. This conference is in downtown Cleveland at the Crown Plaza Hotel, April 12th through the 14th. It is a 3-day event that I am like so super excited because while it is called Mothers and Daughters Revive, this is for, of course, mothers and daughter duos, but this is for maybe a mother who has a little girl. Maybe she's just learning how to become a mother. I have something for you. Maybe you are a daughter whose mother has passed away. I have something for you. And so this is about healing our girls. This conference is an experience to really take you from a place of coming in one way and leaving out another way. We are so excited, and we want to make sure that it is inclusive, so the ages start at 7 and it is up all the way to the end. So we want all the way to the end, everything in between. And so even if it's an adult mother and an adult daughter, we want you there. And we're going to open up. We're going to talk about some things. We're going to heal some things. We're going to inspire. We're going to change some things. We're going to empower you to push that bond, to keep it tight, to keep the lines of communication. We got some fun things. We got some relaxing things going on. But we got some tough sessions. And we got some good sessions. And we got some sessions that's gonna just make you laugh and feel good and walk out happy. We have a paint and sip. Well, it's not a paint and sip. It's called paint and petals. And we're gonna paint, and you and your daughter are gonna create this tangible life experience on a painting that you'll be able to take away from the conference and always be able to reflect on that experience. And then on Sunday we have our celebrity brunch, and so we have people that's coming out to really talk about the importance of the mother-daughter bond. And so for those who have seen Surviving R. Kelly, the mother, Michelle Kramer, will be here talking about, being very transparent about her and her daughter's relationship and how it got to that point. We have J.R. Smith's wife coming. She comes from another lens because she's coming from the lens of, she's married to someone who is away all the time. And so what does she do? She has 4 girls. What does that look like for her? And what did it look like when she was a daughter, And then we have Malaysia from Basketball Wives coming. She presents a different lens. She's a divorced mother with a daughter. And now she's in the public eye, and so we're gonna share a lot of time. We're gonna do some good bonding over this weekend. I'm hoping that mothers and daughters walk away with an awesome experience. And so so you can reach me. I'm on Facebook. You can reach it under Mother and Daughter Revive, but I'm also, my personal Facebook is author Luciana Gilmore. We on Instagram at Mothers and Daughters Revive, and on Instagram I am Luciana Gilmore again.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for being here, Louisiana. And please stay with me as I close out the broadcast.
Okay.
But again, you have been tuned in to the Biz Talk Live show. We so appreciate you for coming on. If you were able to tune in live, or if you're catching the replay, this will be available for you on our page 365 days out of the year. We are so happy to be able to share the entrepreneurial stories with you so that they inspire you and empower you to, again, really pursue your dreams and move to the next level in your business. We want to equip you and empower you with what you need to succeed in business. So again, if you would like to be a guest on our show, we do have May openings. So if you have a story you want to share, please apply. You can go to www.intuitiveriskmanagement.com to apply. We are also accepting sponsorships. So if you would like to be a sponsor on our show, there are great incentives to be a sponsor in support of our small business owners. You can also get details on our website. As you guys know, we're getting ready for our big event, the second annual Small Business Week Extravaganza, April 28th through May the 5th. We're super excited. We also have speakers coming from out of town. We have visitors, entrepreneurs, small business owners coming from all around the country to connect together because we are winning in 2019. So we want to see you here. So for tickets, you want to get your tickets. VIP tickets are on sale, early bird special, 5 days only. Go to www.smallbusinessweekextravaganza.com. Until we see you next week, you all have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful week. Work smart in your business. And we will see you again next week. Have a great day.